Hey guys, it is me again, and I am so grateful for the support that I got from that last video. And I want to explain to you why everything was so crappy. Now, if you hear me have a crackling or a tear, just don't pay it any mind. I'm used to it. Remember all those years I went when I didn't cry for like years. I didn't cry. And then now all of a sudden it's like drop of a hat. Just cry. But anyhow, I had made a video and it is currently uploading right now. And it was me sitting at the dining room table sharing with you a flip through of a standard TN. Okay. And then I was supposed to come right back and share with you my Planny Things subscription and anything else that might have came along. And it ended up being days later. So in the beginning of that video that you guys watched already, I say to you, well, guys, I'm back and it's days later. And I'm sure somebody was probably saying there's some things in her video that she's saying is not making sense, because what video was she talking about prior? So what happened was I uploaded the wrong video. I uploaded the video before it was merged into one video. And I was reading y'all's messages and your loving comments and hearts, and I noticed that the beginning of the video was actually the beginning of the part 2 video. And I was like, what the heck? And it's a good thing I hadn't deleted it, because I uploaded it and I went to sleep. So I went back and now I'm re-uploading it. So now you will have the entire video. It's nothing big. Really, it's not. It's nothing all that. So when you get to the part where you see me sitting here at the desk and I have all of my B5s stacked up and I have the subscription for Planny Thing here, you can go ahead and shut the video off, because you've already seen that. But at least now you know what I was referring to when I said, okay, guys, I'm back, but it's days later. But to you guys, it's going to be just like a second. Now it'll make sense to you. And not one of you, shame on y'all, because not one of y'all said, Pam, what other video were you talking about? What are you talking about? So either y'all just leave me alone and I don't know, y'all just know I'm a mess. So you probably just like, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not worried about it. Or maybe you didn't even hear it, because I talk so much. And your attention span was probably like, somewhere else or whatever. But I caught it, so I'm uploading it now. And I want to say hello to all of my new subscribers. And, thank you guys for being with me in the ups and the downs. And, I don't mind sharing the downs. And it was weird. Gary was off for 4 days, right? And for the 4 days that he was off, we had plans, right? We had ideas of things that we could do, because, he had been feeling better. Remember, we were going to the stores together and I took you guys with me. We were going out to the Double T Diner together. For 2 Wednesdays straight, we went to Hobby Lobby, we went to TJ Maxx, we went to the Dollar Tree, we went to Walmart, so I took you guys along with me for some of that. And then, so he's got 4 days off. So we're really happy and excited. And the weather is good. So we're making plans, which was foolish of us to do. I had to go have blood work done last Wednesday. And I did everything right to prepare my mind for going to get blood work done. And I know it, for somebody that's younger than me, or doesn't experience foreboding and anxiety, would not understand, because I didn't used to be this way. But there's an interruption in my schedule. There's an interruption in the way that I'm living my life, because I have to go get blood work done. Anxiety and foreboding set in. And yeah, I pray and I rebuke it, whatever, and I plead the blood of Jesus over my subconscious and I pray about it. And everything was going good. I went to bed early, and I took my NyQuil. I ate as much as I could so that way I would be good to fast for 12 hours so I could have really good, accurate blood work. And then all of a sudden I fall asleep. And then I wake up like 2 hours later with a million and one thoughts going through my head about the things that I did not do, that I forgot to do. And so I'm doing them on the phone in bed, and then something went wrong and I had to try to fix it. And like it's like I can't go back to sleep now. I got to fix this situation on my phone. And so I fixed the situation on my phone, and then I'm like, now I can go back to sleep. Well, it didn't work that way because I was so fired up that I couldn't get back to sleep. So it's going on hours later. The sun is rising and I'm still just laying in bed trying to get to sleep. And I'm hungry now because I have been fasting. So now I'm hungry and now I'm angry and I'm just like, I can't do this. And then the Lord just calmed me down and literally reschedule it for Thursday. That was what came. Reschedule it for Thursday. Thursday is a better day. I have less responsibilities on Thursday than I would have on Wednesday. Why try to cram everything on Wednesday? Because that's the day you don't go walking. Do what you got to do, but do it on Thursday. And just because Thursday is your shortest walk, your easiest walk, do it that way. And I was like, yeah. And I was thanking Jesus and praising Jesus, and I was so happy. And so Wednesday ended up being fine because I didn't go, and I rescheduled it for Thursday. So when Thursday came, everything was perfect. Everything was smooth. I mean, literally everything. Traffic was low. It was somewhat of a cloudy day, and I just got there early, and it went well. I was in and out. My appointment was at 2. I was out of there at 2:10. So everything was perfect, right? Now, I know that when I go to Quest, there's a Hardee's nearby. And Gary always wants me to bring him back a mushroom and Swiss burger. And I said, Lord, I don't want to go there because I know that if I go there, I am not going to get something good. I'm going to get a mushroom and Swiss burger too. And those like quarter pounder size. And I'm going to want their crinkle cut fries. So I said, Jesus, if the traffic on the opposite side going this way is clear, and the traffic going this way, which is where Hardee's is clear, I will just go right back the way that I came and go to McDonald's. Because you can get a small hamburger and a small child-sized fry for 500 calories. And I said, but Jesus, if the traffic going this way is full, but the traffic towards Hardee's is not, then I will go to Hardee's and I'll figure this thing out. Well, the traffic was clear both ways, and I went back home the right way. And I stopped at McDonald's. They had a 2 for $6. So I got filet of fish, right? So I come home and everything's fine. And he is mad at me for going to McDonald's, which he had every right to be, okay? But it wasn't because of me eating bad food or being chubby. It was because that's not what he wanted. He was pissed because I didn't go to Hardee's. When you're down that way, we always get a mushroom and Swiss burger. And he was just disappointed that when I came home, all he got was a filet of fish. And so that was the first thing. And then he was pissed off because his back and neck were hurting. And he was pissed off because it doesn't look like, he said, I don't think I'm going to be able to go through with our plans for today. He said, because I feel like crap and I'm pissed off. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to go back to bed and go to sleep, which I did. And then I woke up a few hours later And he's like, so what's for dinner again? Sandwiches, because that was what he wanted before. And I'm like, well, I can order you Chinese food because I'm not cooking anything. And there's some little pizzas up in the freezer if you want that. And he was like, whatever. And so he went in his room. And so I ordered shrimp fried rice from Dakim Express. So I thought that would cheer him up. But when he came out and he saw it, he was like, why did you get this from Dakim Express? You know, their shrimp is small. So now I'm like really pissed. I'm like, you ungrateful MF. That's what I'm feeling like. Mother frigger, because I try not to use profanity because of Jesus. I got enough stuff I got to write, answer for on my ledger. So I try to keep my mouth clean, but sometimes you get pissed off enough, some nasty things will come out. So anyhow, I was like, Gary, I forgot. Okay. Yeah, I should have did fortune cookie. I know they have the bigger shrimp, but you get a smaller portion and you pay more. So I just got you this. My bad. So he was pissed off about that. So the next day comes, right? And I'm so pissed off. My spirit is drained. I'm pissed off and I'm irritable and I don't know why. Y'all listen, I can't explain it. It was like a negative energy just came over me and I was just pissed off about every single thing. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like somebody had dumped trash on me and I can't get the trash off. And I smell like rotten fish and whatever everybody would put in trash. And I could not shake this off of me. And, and I was just mad, and I was like, I got enough to deal with my own crap for him to be so freaking ungrateful, and it's like, I know when he's in real bad pain, he gets mean and he gets nasty. And it doesn't happen often. So I was like, okay, Pam, cut him some slack. So the next day came and I ordered him, I wanted to surprise him and I ordered him shrimp fried rice from Fortune Cookie. When it came, I said, here is some shrimp fried rice for you. And I got it from Fortune Cookie, just like you like. And I said, but I got a surprise for you. And I opened it up, took the fork, and I said, look at the shrimp. You didn't get big shrimp this time, Gary. And I said, and you can't blame it on me. I did everything that you would want me to do, and you still got smaller shrimp. And I said, it's the cook. It's the person who is cooking. It's the chef that determines whether or not he's going to put the bigger shrimp in or not. So I said, you can't blame me for this. I ordered Fortune Cookie. And he didn't say anything. But he was bitchy the rest of the night, and I just didn't want to be around him because he had already put that mess on me. So I spent the rest of the day just feeling miserable. And I know, guys, I should not have allowed it to happen. I didn't allow it to happen. It just happened. What little happiness I had was gone. And then I started to reflect on everything that I hate about myself. I reflected on being on this levothyroxine medication that will not allow me to lose weight unless I literally fast 16 hours a day, every day, and eat for within an 8-hour period, nothing but salad and protein shakes. And that's not sustainable for me. I just don't like what's become of me. And so I'm dealing with this, and then I'm dealing with the fact that my knees are swelling up again because I went walking too long. And it's like the only exercise that I love to do is limited because of my knees, because I can't get knee replacement surgery because the insurance won't pay for it. So, and obviously my situation has gotten worse. So I'm dealing, God's grace being sufficient. Okay. And so it's like, we didn't do it. 4 days off, y'all. 4 days off. And we didn't do nothing. We sat at the table for a few minutes. He didn't even want to have tea with me. We always have our evening tea together. We didn't even do that. That's how much pain and discomfort and anger he was feeling. So, you become one flesh, right? So I'm feeling his, we're one flesh, right? So after that, it's Friday. Friday comes around and I order. Okay, that night he was hungry. Now, he never eats sweet potatoes. I always buy the organic sweet potatoes because it's the healthy option, and he never eats them. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I bought some and made it for me, but I didn't feel like frying it up in the pan and blackening it. That I just left it the way it was, and he ate the majority of them. And I was pissed. And he only left me like two large ones. Now, it's the principle of it, And so I order DoorDash, send me a bag of organic sweet potatoes. And the Dasher gives me a bag of rotten, molded sweet potatoes, the whole bag. And now I'm really pissed. So I'm dealing with DoorDash. They refund me all my money back. Yay! So now I have to reorder. And I reordered it from DoorDash the second time, and then everything went perfect. So that was fine. And I got all my money back. And the Dasher left the food outside. Oh, I raised Cain. And they gave me all of my money back. Not just for the partial, but they gave me everything back. God is good. So it was just like people are trifling. People are just mean. And yeah, I did tip. And so it's like, what the heck, and I know this seems so minuscule compared to so many other things, but it was just the little foxes that spoil the vine. Look at it that way. The little foxes that spoil the vine. And that's what it was. And I was missing Gappy. I was missing Andy. I felt alone. And so Friday, he starts feeling better. Oh yeah, great, because you're going to work Saturday. And he's like, you want to watch The House of David together? You want to do this together? And I'm like, no, Gary, you were off 4 days, 3 days. And not one day did we do anything together because you were in so much pain. And you just laid in your bedroom looking like a homeless person with food and trash and garbage and everything across the floor. And you didn't want me to, be bothered. So, now you're feeling better and you're shaved, your room is clean, and now you're all this. Well, today is Friday, Gary, and it's the day that I have the most responsibilities to do. And I don't have time. I have to go walking. I didn't walk Wednesday or Thursday. And I go walking and my knees start hurting and I'm complaining and I'm fussing to God about my pain and still glorifying him as well. And it's like I just came home and I just said I need to journal. So that's where I was showing you where I was doing, I had the spread of the cats and I was just throwing stickers down, just getting that, off of me, using that as positive therapy. And I was just doing that and just doing that and just doing that and getting rid of the stickers that I don't like, that I just keep because I don't want to waste money. And I'm like, screw it. I'm getting rid of all the stickers that I don't want. I'm rearranging everything. I'm cutting down. I'm doing this. And that was how that video came about, where you saw me with the subscription and the stuff, the books piled up. And it felt so good. It felt so good to clear out stuff. And now I have space and now I can use the stickers that I really like and, all that stuff. And that was how it was. And so I ordered shrimp egg foo young for him from Fortune Cookie. And it had the big shrimp. Yay! But you only get 3 patties and they're small. So you're substituting more food with smaller shrimp for less food with bigger shrimp. And then you pay more. So what do you want? And I said, so what do you want? Now all your shrimp egg foo young is gone. If I had ordered it from Dai Kim Express, you would still have some. So what do you want, Gary? What do you want? You want more food, more bang for your buck with little smaller shrimp, or do you want little bang for your buck with big shrimp? And I was just about headed with that man. Well, things calmed down and, he knew he was wrong. He felt bad. So he cut me up in orange. He did what he could. But it's like every now and then we have those moments where it's just hell on wheels, and you would just be surprised at how quick it is to feel for the negativity to set in. Now, I want to tell you this real quick. There was a lady on YouTube that I'm subscribed to, and she has severe mental problems, severe, to the point where I can look at her and say, Lord, I thank you that I am not that bad off. Well, she had made a comment saying that, and she's a wonderful woman too. I love her, but she's carrying a heavy load. And so she said, I think I probably mentioned you to her because I told y'all about she had anorexia, and I always complimented on her on how she was so thin and how she could be a model and stuff. Well, she had posted a video at like 2 a.m. in the morning. She was crying. She was upset because somebody said something to her. Somebody called her and they said something to her, and it ruined her entire day. Ruined her entire night. She was fixated on what was said to her in the conversation on the phone, and she couldn't let go of it. And then this negative energy comes over her and that downtrodden feeling, and she could not let it go. When she went to bed that night, it got stronger because, your defenses are down. You're trying to go to sleep, and every thought comes to you, and your head is racing, and you cannot get composure. And she said, all of you women out there who have a man that loves you and can hold you when you are feeling like this, I envy you. I'm so wish that I had that. She said, I am always alone. I'm always alone. And at night, it's the worst. I didn't go out the house today. I didn't do anything today. And she said, I just wish I had someone to hold me. I just wish I had a husband who loved me. And so she was like saying, all of you women who out there who have a husband that loves you, you are so blessed. I told her Jesus was holding her, and she appreciated that because I knew in my heart that he really was, even though she couldn't feel it. And I was thinking, dummy, he's holding you too. But there are things that just have to be, and he's not going to change anything because his word is not going to return to him void. He's not wishy-washy. And there are things that you have to go through, and then you also reap what you sow. And it's like, dummy, he's holding you too, And then I'm thinking, God, you got life. You're scared to eat. You're beautiful. You're thin. You could be a model. You have a house that has a garage. I would love to have a house that has a garage, and it's like, would I trade places with her? Would I trade places with her? I would want to, but I know that that would not be good because her burden is heavy, and it's like you always think the grass is greener on the other side. You always do. It's part of being human. So that was why I was just feeling like crap. And then I was like, you got to do the taxes. And that is time consuming. And I didn't want to do the taxes. So I'm going to do them today. And me and Jesus are going to do the taxes together. I've set the ambiance. I've got a candle by the computer. And I got my fan going. I've got me some tea. And me and Jesus are going to do the taxes together. And we're going to have some cartoons playing in the background on the TV. And we're going to make this a nice event. And I'm determined to get the taxes done today. I am. I'm determined. So that is why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And I just needed to get it off my chest. And I didn't pray hardly at all yesterday. I really didn't. And that's not like me. And maybe that made the situation worse because I didn't pray. But I just couldn't talk to Jesus. And then the fact that it's 83 degrees and I couldn't go to my prayer window, and I didn't go to my prayer window when I should have, when it cooled down. It was just a mess. It was just a mess. And, thank God for his love. Thank God for his understanding, and it was just something that I wish I had have prayed more yesterday. I wish I had have really went to the Lord yesterday, but I was just feeling some type of way. Do I feel that way today? Yeah, but not as bad. I feel better today. And so if you prayed for me, thank you. But does it still hurt? Do I still want to cry? Yeah. Yeah. But I'm focusing on April is coming, get the taxes done. I got this whole week to myself. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to see no freaking doctors. I don't have to take no freaking blood work. All of that, And then after next week, I got 2 doctor's appointments. One is a phone call and one is the one up the street. And then after that, it's Ocean City, So I'm thinking positive. I'm thinking positive. And it's like, just do what you got to do, and get over it. And that woman that I was fussing about how she was saying, she has a maid to do her cooking and her cleaning. Her husband does all of the cooking, the cleaning, and her husband does all of the cooking so that she can spend 8 hours doing paper craft. I was pissed at her. I was. And but what made it funny was Gary heard it. He was like, "What kind of a B are you?" You know, like, excuse me, how arrogant you are. Your husband runs your errands, your husband does this for you. All you have to do is come out and eat, you know. And it's like, I understand. I understand. I do. I understand. I understand. You want to get in your own bubble and you want to stay there. We don't all have that luxury. You know, um, I don't think she works out. I could have a maid. I used to, but I couldn't. But she pissed me off and I fired her. But yeah, I used to have a cleaning service come in. And I just feel like my privacy is invaded upon when a cleaning company comes in and cleans my house. And I don't want people touching my things. I could fix it where they could just come in and just clean the bathrooms and that's it. But I need dusting done. And in order to dust, they got to move stuff around. I don't want anybody fiddling with my things on my desk. You know, I don't want strangers in my house. I don't know where the bottom of your shoes were before you came here. I don't know if you have COVID. I don't know if you have the flu. You need to wear a mask, and it's a shame. But that's just me. I'm my own worst enemy. You know, um, I'm going to make another video because I do have some little die cuts and I'm going to address um, a lady named Christy. Christy, if you're watching, I will show you what books I intend to dispose of and then what books books that I save. Just for fun, just something to take my mind off of things, and then it answers your question visually. So that's it, guys. I thank you for listening. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate every single one of you. And remember, when I give you a heart, I mean it, it is a strong appreciation. A hug, what do you call it? A heart and a like, I really appreciate it. And I just, it's just rough, when there's things that you want to do and you want to live your life and then you have health issues that won't let you do it, but your mind is like, oh yeah. I was really, really looking forward to spending some quality time with Gary, 4 days off, and we did nothing, spent no time together. It was just negative energy, thick as smoke through the house because he was in so much pain and he was pissed off and nothing I could do could make him happy. Nothing, and so I was his trash can. And, so it's like negative energy passes quickly. It does. And I had bad dreams, not bad dreams, but I just had dreams that was a little bit on the negative side, dreams of feeling frustration, dreams of feeling inadequate, and things of that nature. So Anyway, well, we're at 30 minutes. I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you for your love. I appreciate y'all so much. And I will see you, God willing, in the next video. Bye.